This is a great labor market for job seekers, and this is a great time for you to be searching for a job. But it's really competitive. I'm going to talk about strategies for you to beat out the competition and position yourself as a top candidate in a positive but competitive labor market. I'm Ashley. I'm the lead mentor with Mentor Me, and I know so many of my mentees are finding and securing new jobs right now. As a mentor, I could not be more proud, and just seeing them secure interview after interview, offer after offer has me so excited about job prospects for high achieving professional women during this season. And I know that there's a lot of competition in the labor market. Unemployment is low, but so that means that lots of people are staying in their jobs longer. And there's a lot of competition because employers are looking for top talent. And so if you find yourself applying for job after job, not getting callbacks, not getting offers, or if you found yourself bored, frustrated, overwhelmed, disappointment, disillusioned in your current role, and you've been thinking about entering the labor market, now is a great time. But it's important to have a competitive edge. It's important to really stand out, especially because the labor market is so tight right now and it's really competitive, right? You're competing with people who have the same credentials as you. You're competing with people who have the same, years of experience and a lot of the same certifications and degrees that you have. And so you really do have to stand out in this competitive labor market. So today I'm going to talk about some strategies for standing out and really like what that can look like for you in this season, and then how to apply these strategies in the labor market right now. So this number one strategy for you to beat out the competition in a competitive labor market like today's is to be very clear on exactly what you're good at and how what you're good at is uniquely aligned to what the employer is looking for a specific role. So often people position themselves as Jacks and Jills of all trade. Oh yeah, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I'm good at this, this, and this. They kind of position themselves like I can do it all, right? And I get it. I know that maybe at some point in your career, someone told you need to seem flexible. You need to seem like you can do it all. You can be it all, right? But honestly, employers are not looking for Jacks and Jills of all trades. They're not looking for people who can do it all. They're really looking for candidates who can do a very specific thing very well. They have very specific problems and they need very specific solutions. So it's important that as you are positioning yourself as a job candidate, that you position yourself as someone who has a very specific and unique set of skills that can help them solve their very specific and unique set of problems. So for example, instead of just saying, I'm a team player, you might talk about that you are, great at working with diverse and remote teams, right? Not that you're just a team player and you can work with anybody, but that you have expertise working with diverse teams. You have expertise working with remote teams. You have expertise working with multi-generational teams. You have expertise working with, a lot of new or, first-time hire staff, or you have a lot of expertise working with senior level staff. It's not enough to just say you're a team player. You really need to talk about the kinds of teams that you work best in, and you need to make sure that whatever kind of team that you work best in is the kind of teams that currently exist within that organization, or that organization desires to have help with, right? So really making sure that there is alignment between, one, being clear on what you're good at, and then making sure that there's alignment between what you're good at and what the employer is saying they desire is a top level strategy for you positioning yourself as an expert in this labor market and beating out the competition. The second thing I want to invite you into is to identify niche and specific job opportunities that are aligned with your expertise. So often when folks are searching for jobs, they're just kind of like looking for anything and everything. They're like, oh yeah, this seems good. Oh yeah, this seems good. Oh, that seems good. And if everyone is job searching like this, everyone is kind of taking this lazy approach to job search. Like, oh yeah, this seems like I could do it. Then that means that those are going to be roles that everybody and their mama are applying to. And you don't want to be applying to the same jobs that everybody is applying to. You really want to make sure that you are finding roles that are specifically and uniquely designed for your expertise. And so I teach my mentees a strategy called the 70% rule, which invites them to review a job post. Let's say there's a job post and they say we need someone to do these 10 things, right? So you want to review those 10 things. You want to be able to quickly say, yes, I have demonstrated experience doing this. No, I don't. Yes, I have experience doing this. No, I don't. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Don't overthink it. Don't kind of lie to yourself in the process. Just say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Once you've done that, then you can clearly, confidently apply for a role if you're at 70% yes or more. And then I would not recommend that you apply for a role if you're below that. That way you are positioning yourself to be highly qualified for the roles that you apply to, beating out the competition of people who are just applying because they saw it on a post, and really positioning and not applying for roles where you don't have competencies to really position yourself as an expert. And so this strategy is a golden rule in career development, something I teach my mentees all the time, really just making sure that you have strategies that help you narrow in on the roles that you apply to and the ones that you don't, so that you don't get frustrated and overwhelmed applying for jobs that aren't a good fit. So strategy number one is to get clear on exactly what you're good at, and measure the alignment between what you're good at and what the employer says they're looking for. Strategy number two, and beating out the competition in a competitive labor market, is to make sure that you're reviewing the job post in detail, that you're only applying for roles for which you meet 70% of the competencies or more, and then not applying for roles where you don't, because we don't want to waste our time and we want to be well matched for the roles that we're applying to. That really helps us beat out the competition. And strategy number three, the third and final strategy for beating out the competition in this challenging and competitive labor market, is to be ready when you go to interview. So often, I think that people are overly confident in interviews, or not in interviews. They're overly confident in their interview skills. So often I see people like, oh yeah, as soon as I get the interview, as long as I get the interview, I'll crush it, I'll kill it. Like, I'm great at interviewing. I have a great personality. And I cannot tell you how many people bomb interviews because they're not diligent in their practice. They are going off of vibes. They are going off of their energy. They're going off of their winning personality. And sis, like, I trust that you have a winning and stellar personality, but that is not what you should be relying on in your interview. You really should be relying on positioning yourself as an expert, doing the research to be clear about what the role is, and confidently and concisely preparing to answer specific and targeted interview questions when going into this interview scenario. You should have studied the position so well that you can anticipate 5 to 7 questions that they would ask you in an interview, and you should have been practiced those answers very specifically, very diligently, very intentionally, and leveraging a specific interview framework. This is a framework that I teach in my mentorship programs, so that you can beat out the competition. So often people will get the interview and they will bomb the interview because they haven't done the diligent practice. And in this competitive labor market, girl, everybody going into that interview with the same degree, the same credentials, the same years of experience, the same passion for the work as you. And what it's important that you do to beat out the competition is really position yourself as an expert through strategic interview strategies, and really having specific and concise and direct and demonstrated expertise in your interview answers. So if these are things that resonate with you, if you're like, yes, Ashley, I want to beat out the competition in this competitive labor market, I am feeling stuck in my career, I want to share with you that I'm accepting new mentees. If you feel like you would benefit from personalized and customized mentorship in this season of your career development, I'm your girl. I'm excited to support you in your career development and really just help you tighten, refine, and apply strategies that's going to help you make more money and have more impact in your career. Make sure you go to my website at mentor-me.org. That's MENTOR, so mentor-me.org, to view my website and schedule a call. I look forward to serving you. Thanks for watching. Bye.